Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I had several people request for me to kind of do an evaluation and give my opinion on a YouTube video that just recently came out. So I watched this YouTube video and I am going to give you guys my thoughts on whether or not keto or carnivore is dangerous for your thyroid. I'll be back in just a minute.
With every start, we are born again. Open your heart, spend this time in your head.
Alrighty, so I watched this video. I was reached out to on YouTube and in a DM, and I also saw that Nisha did a live the other day. They asked her down in the questions on YouTube as well about this video that this lady had put out saying that keto harmed her metabolism and it also harmed her thyroid. So I watched the video and I watched it in its entirety and I listened with an open ear because you know me, I've always said one size does not fit all. And sometimes what happens for one person doesn't happen for another person and vice versa. So I didn't want to fall into the trap of, oh no, it's impossible for that to happen. So I listened with an open mind and an open ear to see what she had to say. And the part that struck me the most was when she started talking about the solution to fixing her thyroid and fixing her metabolism. And part of the solution was to reverse diet. So let's talk about that for just a minute. What is reverse dieting? Reverse dieting is where instead of the classic dieting that we have literally been taught for the past, 5 decades, eat less, move more. This is the proper way to be healthy. So we have been taught lower the amount of food that you are taking in and that will bring you health. That will help you lose weight. Reverse dieting is the opposite. Reverse dieting takes you from a lower caloric state up to a higher one, but we don't just jump straight up. We don't go from 1,000 calories to 2,000 calories a day overnight. Reverse dieting is the process of slowly increasing it, allowing your body to make the adjustments to your metabolism to raise it up. Why is this important? Why do we even have to worry about calories? If calories don't matter, then we can just barely eat any calories, like 1,000 calories a day, and be good, right? Well, not necessarily. What happens for a lot of people is because we've been told our entire lives until we grew up and got, a little bit of education, we've been told our entire lives that it's okay to lower your calories, that you need to eat between, for women my size, they say between 1,000, 1,200, maybe as much as 1,400 calories. And that's the only way you're ever going to lose weight, is if you lower your caloric intake. There's a couple of problems with that. And the most glaring problem with that is, yes, it will cause you to lose weight, but it will also cause your body to lower its metabolic rate. Why does it do that? Why does your body lower its metabolic rate? When you are consistently underfeeding your body is forced to lower all of its processes down to a level that only uses so much energy. So if you're only giving your body 1,200 calories a day, then all of your processes have to slow down just a little bit and function in a range that is not optimal. They're working, but they're not working as well as they could. But if you don't give it enough energy, then there's no way that it can work the way that it needs to. Where should everybody be? Everyone is different. It depends on your body size. It depends on your age. It depends on your activity level as well. So how do you figure that out? There's several calculators out there, and I've actually linked one down below in the description for you to just go click on. It'll take you right over there. Now, for most people, this is going to get you close. We all exist on this bell curve. Most of us live right in the middle of this bell curve, and that's where we all should be. And then there's some people that kind of live outside of this. It does happen. So what you do is you click on, and I'll put mine up so you can see it. What you do is you click on the calculator and you input your information. So I am a 41-year-old female and I weigh 158 pounds and I am 5'8". I also am sedentary. Now this is one of the other things that we were taught while dieting, is that if you want to lose weight, you put sedentary always. You always say that you're sedentary. And then you work out, because then you're going to lose weight. Okay, you're not being honest. And part of healing with keto and carnivore is that we're getting real and we're being honest with what's actually going on. We're addressing the fact that carbs are not good for us, and carbs cause us to overeat, and they cause addiction and they cause inflammation. We're being honest about how many carbs we're eating and the types of food that we're eating, whether it's processed or not. We also need to be honest with our activity level, because if you are in fact working out every single day and yet you're claiming to be sedentary, you are gypping your body of needed calories and energy to be able to perform properly. The other part of this, unless you've had a DEXA scan or a bod pod or the immersion test, do not put in your body fat percentage, because chances are you don't really know what your body fat percentage is. Just leave it blank. So you're going to be honest about where you are. Now, if you look at this breakdown of the score, it says that your my basal metabolic rate is 1,430 calories. Now that is if I am literally doing nothing. I'm not getting up out of bed and taking a shower. I'm not cooking food. I'm not walking up and down the stairs several times a day. I'm not going grocery shopping. I'm also not doing laundry. None of these things are taking place. This is the bare bones minimum. Just imagine that you're in a hospital bed. You can't move. You can't do anything for yourself. This is how much it takes to run your body. 1,430 calories. That is how much it takes to run my body properly so that it can function optimally. Because you notice there's a difference between my basal metabolic rate and sedentary. If you see sedentary, which is my office job, sitting at this desk and doing things on the computer, on the phone, online. Yes, I do still go grocery shopping. I do still get up and take a shower in the morning. I do go out and do a few farm chores, but I still consider it sedentary because I don't do much. My farm chores take 5 minutes for the most part. That's it. I don't do much. So I am being honest about being sedentary. Look at the caloric difference between my basal metabolic rate and sedentary. It's almost 300 calories difference. So it's saying that just by being at an office job, I need an extra 300 calories for the added things that I do throughout my day. So that puts me at 1,716 calories every single day. This is for optimal function of my body's entire processes. Now, again, let's look a little bit lower than that. Now we have light exercise. Okay, light exercise is 1 to 2 days a week of exercising. For light exercise, 1 to 2 days a week, it's another 250 calories that your body needs to function optimally. So light exercise is 1 to 2 days a week of exercise. Moderate is 3 to 5 days a week. Heavy is 6 to 7 days a week. And an athlete is twice per day. Every time you increase your activity level, it increases your caloric intake. So in order for your body to function properly, your total daily energy expenditure goes up with the more activity that you do. If you are not fueling your body properly, there are consequences. So the biggest question that I'm going to have for this YouTuber who put out this video and said that keto harmed her thyroid and it harmed her metabolic rate. How much were you eating? Because one of the #1 causes of thyroid dysfunction is under eating. It's not keto. The only way that it could be keto is if you are eating an extremely high oxalate form of keto, because oxalates will store in your body everywhere. They will store in your joints. They will store in your heart. They can also store in your thyroid. That will cause problems. So that can be caused and brought about by too many oxalates for you personally. Everyone has a different oxalate threshold. Some people can barely have any and it will start to hurt them. Some people can have a ton and never have a single problem with oxalates. So every single person is different. But in that instance, she could have been hurt. Her thyroid could have been harmed by doing a high oxalate keto. But the real question is, how many calories was she taking in? Because if part of the healing protocol that she started doing was to reverse diet, that tells me that she wasn't eating enough. That is more than likely what hurt her metabolism and what hurt her thyroid. So if you're going to ask me, do I think that keto and or carnivore is dangerous and could potentially harm your thyroid, my answer is going to be no. For most, 99.9% of people, there could be that outlier that it actually does hurt them in some way, but I don't understand how that would be possible because of the number of people who have healed their Hashimoto's, who have reversed their hypothyroid, who have healed their thyroid in so many different ways by going keto and carnivore. It makes no sense that it would have hurt hers. I think what actually happened was she was under eating, because reverse dieting was literally part of the healing process. So making sure that you get enough calories every day is very, very important. And for a lot of people, it goes against the grain, because it goes against what we've been taught for the past 5 decades. Eat less, move more. That is the answer that we have been given. And we continue to apply it time and time and time again. So every time we stop losing weight, what do we do? We restrict calories again. And yeah, we'll lose some weight, and then our body lowers its metabolic rate, because keep in mind that weight loss is not natural. It's stressful on your body to lose weight. Your body is built to keep you alive. And in order to keep you alive, it has to make sure that you do have some reserves. So it's gonna hang on to something unless you are in starvation mode at 200 calories a day. It's going to hang on to what it can hang on to. It doesn't like to lose weight. That goes against being prepared for hard times. That is what our bodies are built to do, is to be prepared for hard times, to make sure that we have enough fat on us to provide us with the ability to function for a couple weeks without consistent food. A lean person has about 70,000 calories available on their body in the form of fat. A lean person has 70,000 calories on their body in the form of fat to be used as fuel in an emergency situation. This is, you do not have any food, you do not have access to food, you got lost out in the woods while you were hiking and you ran out of everything that you had. You got 70,000 calories worth of fat stored on your body to be able to get you through. Whereas for carbs, we only carry maybe 1,800 calories, 2,000 calories. That's one of the reasons that people have to refill and refuel with their carbs so often, because we don't hold that many carbs. That's also the reason that I believe we were meant to run on fat, because if our body preferred to run on carbs, then it would store the energy, the excess energy in our body as carbs, but it doesn't. It stores the excess energy on our body as fat. So I believe that that is what our bodies actually prefer to burn. So when it's putting money away for a rainy day, it's putting fat away into the fat cells to make sure that you're taken care of in case of an emergency. So what happens when we constantly undereat, your body is still trying to maintain that money for a rainy day and keep enough energy put away for you. And when you begin to chronically undereat and underfeed it, your body no longer trusts you. It believes that you are never going to feed it enough for it to be able to function optimally. And so it lowers its metabolic rate. It brings everything down to function down here at 1,000 calories because that's all you're giving it. So processes are not done as well as they could be. Turnover on your body for new cells and making new cells is not very good because you're not giving it enough building material, nor are you giving it enough energy to be able to complete those tasks. Making sure that you are feeding your body properly is just as important as what you are putting into your body for your nutrition. Not eating enough is one of the classic mistakes of us in this diet space because we're taught for so long, eat less, move more, and we subconsciously, unknowingly continue to apply it. Every time we stall, most of us go, oh, I must have just eaten too much. The problem is your body is used to where you are at. And for some people, Kim Howerton actually just did a video on this talking about the fact that she got metabolic testing done and she completely regrets it. Because in this test, she found out that her metabolism was very damaged. And the technician or nurse, whoever it was, came in and said, you have the second lowest metabolism that I've ever seen. Oops. And Kim took an entire year to reverse diet to get her metabolism back up to where it should be. And I'll link her video right up here so that you guys can go and watch it and learn from that. Because many people do this and they don't realize it. Because if I'm gonna be honest, if I go off of my hunger cues and I eat when I'm hungry and I stop when I'm full, I'm good at 1,000 calories a day. My body is not good at 1,000 calories a day, not even close. So I have to be intentional about paying attention to what I am eating to make sure that I am getting enough. Because every time I go down and I don't eat as much and it's continuous, my metabolism slows down and it becomes harder and harder for me to lose weight. I am being very intentional right now about making sure to eat enough, get enough calories in every day. And to do that, I have to track. I have to pay attention. I am reverse dieting right now. And what's funny is I'm finding that as I add more calories, very slowly, I will begin to lose weight again. The more I'm eating, the more I'm losing. That only happens when your metabolism kicks back in and your body begins to trust you again, that you're going to continue feeding it what it needs so it can raise those processes up just a little bit and work at them better. It can make them go faster. It can turn over more protein cells. It can turn over more cells, make new lipid layers. All of this takes energy and sometimes it's an expensive process. Depending on what you're doing, you gotta give it enough. If you do not give it enough, you will lower your metabolism. You will risk harming your thyroid. That, I think, could very well be what actually hurt her thyroid and her metabolism. It wasn't keto. It was the undereating. Now, I have not spoken to her. I have not asked her these questions directly. This is all inferred from what I gleaned off of the video. If part of the solution is reverse dieting, maybe that was in fact the cause all along. I have heard many people say that keto causes kidney stones. Richard ended up with kidney stones. But was it in fact keto that caused the kidney stones? No, it wasn't. It was the high amount of oxalates that we were eating that caused the kidney stones. Yes, we started eating more oxalates because we went keto, but part of that was because we got rid of all of our other fun things, so we had to replace them with something new. We replaced everything with almond flour. That's what gave Richard kidney stones. And again, just because it happens for one doesn't mean it's going to happen for another. He got kidney stones and I didn't. So keto did not cause my husband's kidney stones. Or things like keto causes keto crotch. That was actually a thing. I remember that. That was pretty funny. No, it doesn't. things change and shift in your body. It's not actually keto that's causing it. Or dragon breath, that was another really fun one. And y'all have probably noticed this, but when you first go keto, sometimes you have really nasty breath. It's the acetone smell on your breath. It's because of all the excess ketones, and it doesn't last forever. It will go away. But keto and carnivore are constantly being blamed for the problems that arise, when in all reality, it's how you're doing keto and how you are doing carnivore. If you are under eating on carnivore, yes, you too can hurt your metabolism and mess up your thyroid. So how do we know what to do? Where on earth do you even start to make sure that you are doing the right thing? Again, back to the TDEE, your total daily energy expenditure. How much your body needs to function optimally for health. You're going to go to that calculator and you're going to figure out exactly how many calories you should be eating a day. Now, I can tell you that if you are eating lower than that and you're not losing weight, you are under eating. Plain and simple as that. Your metabolism has been lowered down to that level, and that is where it is functioning, and that's why you're not losing weight. Do not reduce your calories further to help yourself lose weight. All you're going to do is lower your metabolic rate and potentially harm your thyroid, along with a lot of other problems. So what you would need to do, find that TDEE that you need to be at, and then start slowly working your way up to that number. Now, there are some people who can jump up to that number and they'll probably gain a couple of pounds and then they'll be fine. There's other people who are attempting to do that and they've gained upwards of 50 pounds and their body is still not stopping. It depends on how much metabolic damage there was before, how long you've been yo-yo dieting, what all has happened to your body. For some people, it will not work for you to just jump straight up by 500, 600, 1,000 calories every single day and not expect to see some side effects, because for many people, calories do matter and increasing them will cause you to gain weight. What's most important is that keto and carnivore are supposed to be used to find health. And health optimization requires enough energy and enough building materials being brought in every day for your body to perform the way it's supposed to. Making sure that you get up to your TDEE is extremely important. So that is going to be your goal. You want to make sure that you're getting up to your TDEE. Now, for everybody, this next part is going to be different. High fat, low fat, high protein, low protein, moderate protein. Carbs, we can all pretty much agree on the carbs, but there's some people who can handle 50 total grams of carbs every day and be perfectly fine. So even the carbs has a range. I recommend, if you have healing to do, to try to keep your carbs at 20 total grams or less, because that is going to help you the most. In most cases. Once you're in maintenance, that's a whole different story. We could talk about a whole lot of other things once you're in maintenance. Where do you feel best? Are you a person that feels better on high protein? Indigo Neely and Kim Howerton both feel much better on high protein now. They didn't always feel better on high protein. At the beginning of their journey, they both did higher fat. But finding what works for you now is imperative. You cannot assume that just because Kim and I are about the same size that we should be eating the same way. It doesn't work that way. I need much higher fat. And I'm not just starting out on my journey. I've been doing this for 3.5 years. Kim feels much better on high protein. So who's right? We're both right, because we're both different. And that is one of the main things to figure out on your journey, is where you feel the best. But there are some things that need to be maintained, and making sure that you're getting enough energy in every day is one of those things. That is honestly one of the reasons that many people find that they gain weight on a carnivore diet. Isabella Moss, Steak and Butter Gal, and Kelly Hogan both gained weight, almost 25 pounds each, when they first went carnivore. Well, why is that? Because they were under eating when they were standard American diet or vegan. Where they came from, they were under eating. Their calories were too low. So when they went carnivore and they were told just eat until you're full, their bodies were so deprived of nutrients that it soaked everything up and it wanted more and more and more. They jumped straight up to the higher calorie intake. They gained weight from it, and they were okay with that because their health was what was more important. For some people, they won't stop at 25 pounds. It'll keep going. For those people, generally the slower approach of reverse dieting can be beneficial. Knowing which one you are is unfortunately not something I can tell you. I do not have a crystal ball that will tell you how many calories you can go up by and not have negative side effects. And for some people, it's better for them to just jump straight in, go straight to it, and go ahead and eat as much as you want to eat and don't pay attention to the scale. Yeah, it's going to go up for many people, and that's okay. Generally, it is a temporary thing. But for some people, that's going to stress them out so much that they're going to quit altogether. So for those people, those are the ones that the reverse dieting would definitely be the better tool to use because they need to see results continually. And if they're watching the scale go up significantly, they're going to quit. You get to choose how you want to do this. Do you want to jump straight in or do you want to stair step it up? There's a lot of information out there about reverse dieting. You can look at Vanessa Spina. Kim Howerton talks about it as well. There's resources and there's ways to do it. And making sure that you're getting enough, I think, is one of the biggest issues that we have in this space because we're combining protocols. That's one of the things that I try to recommend that people not do. Do not look at too many plans and combine too many protocols. Many, many, many people are taking keto and carnivore and applying the rule of eat less, move more. That is mixing protocols, and that is what's actually harming people, not keto and not carnivore. I encourage you to take a look at your diet, what you are doing, and I encourage you to be honest with yourself. Are you eating enough? If you are not eating enough, I implore you to please correct that before you correct anything else. Because getting your body to function in the way that it should is far more important than losing the weight. You will save yourself from hair loss, from thyroid problems, from aches and pains, from weight gain, from so many things. Making ourselves as healthy as possible with this way of eating, one of the main steps needs to be making sure that you are eating enough. So please be honest with yourself. Take a look at what you are doing right now and fix that part before you focus on the protein and the fat and everything else and tweaking all these macros. Make sure that you're getting enough. I hear frequently from people, I'm on keto, but I'm so hungry. I've even had people say that on carnivore. I'm carnivore, but I'm so hungry. It's because they're restricting calories and their body is so ravenous for the nutrition that the meat has. It's begging for more. Making sure that you are where you should be calorically does matter because for a lot of us, eat less, move more is still ringing in the back of our heads and we're applying it whether we intend to or not. Stop mixing protocols and make sure to get yourself where you should be. Now, as I have said before, I have not spoken to this person who put out this video, and I have not confirmed with her that that was actually her problem. But that is my opinion. That is my deduction from the video that I watched. I hope that that clears up a little bit of confusion about that video and why I don't really think that it was keto or carnivore that can hurt your thyroid. I think that it's a lot more than that. And we begin fixing that by being honest with ourselves and getting ourselves to a place that we need to be, properly fueling our bodies and making sure that it's getting all of the nutrition that it truly needs to function at its best. I wanted to let you guys know a little bit of an update on my favorite products video. I talked about my favorite cleaning products and I had my favorite personal products as well. Well, right after I put out the favorite cleaning products, I had someone reach out to me and ask me if I had ever heard of Norwex. I had heard of it, but I'd never actually used it. So she sent me some products and said she'd love to get my feedback on them. She messaged me a few weeks later and said, so what do you think? Do you have one that's maybe your favorite? My response was, do I have to have a favorite? Because I literally love them all. They were all incredible. Every product that I used, I am blown away by. The concept behind Norwex is to clean your entire house, all you need is water. Just water. And as someone who's attempting to get rid of all the chemicals in your house, the thought of just using water is very appealing. So I've decided that I'm going to host a Norwex party just for learning. Anybody who is interested in that, the link is down below in the description. Absolutely no purchase necessary, but I want to learn some more because I am blown away by the concept and I love the stance that the company has been taking. And so far, every question that I've asked, she has been able to answer in detail. And I'm very impressed with what the company and what the products can do. So if you want to learn more about the Norwex products, the link is going to be down below. It is going to be on Sunday, March 13th. The party is going to go, and I believe it goes for 3 days. So if you want to join, click the link down below and hit join the party. No purchase necessary. This is just for learning. I'm not going to buy anything. I'm just there to learn. And I'm really excited about it because getting more chemicals out of our houses, I think, is absolutely the goal. And you can't get a whole lot cleaner than water. So I like it. I figured it was totally worth looking into. I wanted to invite you guys to learn more with me as well. So let me know if you guys are going to be joining me for the Norwex party and learning that's coming up this weekend. I would love to get to chat with you guys online as well. Thanks so much for checking in with us today, and we will see you on the way. Bye, guys. I'm gonna plug this in now because it's gonna die. My poor phone. There we go. That should work. Okay. It says my body needs 1,400 calories. It's more than that. Hang on. Let me pull this up. Let me look and see what it says. Keep in mind. So if we think about it this way. So an athlete who is working out twice a day needs almost it's 1,000 calories more than my sedentary job. So a lean person has about 70,000. It's just like saying that. And many people, they can say, I am going to go downstairs and make a new loaf. Oh, there's the doggies. On Sunday, I need to look at my thing. Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna mess that up.